What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Football Manager 2017 video. Today it's episode 2 in my Spurs beta save series. Today we've got the first Premier League game for you guys, and we're going to be reviewing the whole of preseason. So all the games we've played, all the transfers we've made, some of the injuries and so on that have happened, and just pretty much everything that you want to see during preseason. And as I said, the first Premier League game, which is a huge one, at home to Manchester United. Before we actually get into the video though, be sure to drop a like on the series if you are hyped for FM17, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new around here. But let's jump straight to it. Okay, so we'll start off with the transfers, because if you saw the matches, then you would have seen the transfers we made, and we've only made one so far. We'll actually look to bring someone else in, potentially like a young player, but we've sent a few players out on loan. I'll talk you through two of them because two of them are quite significant. So Kyle Walker-Peters, he is the left and right back. He can play both sides, to be fair. He's more suited as a right back. Obviously 19 years of age, valued at £2.1 million. I've loaned him out to Rotherham for the full season. I just thought it was probably best because we've pretty much got, decent enough players to fill in the left and right back slots. We've got Danny Rose, and then who's the other one? Ben Davies at left back, and then we've got Kyle Walker, and is it Trippier? I believe that's how you say his name. Yeah, so Trippier to cover him at right back. So that just kind of made sense for me. If I go back to transfers right now and go to history, and then the other one was actually Joshua Onoma. I believe that's how you say his name. He's gone to Newcastle. By the way, I've got a new logos thing. I don't know what to call it. And it's basically like a shield with the badge inside. I'll look to change that, but that was literally the only one that's working so far, so I thought it's better than nothing. But as I was saying, Josh Onoma, I've loaned him out to Newcastle, and he's obviously a very, very high prospect, and he could become a very key player in the team. Obviously a centre midfielder, centre attacking mid, but I've loaned him out to Newcastle in the Championship for the full season, mainly because, yes, he would have got a few games here and there, in cup matches and so on, but I want him to come back and be like a full first team player. I can recall him, so in January, if he's doing really well, I can recall him from his loan, which will be something I obviously will do if it goes that way, to be fair. He is someone that could potentially, impact our squad, but in terms of them attacking midfielder roles, we've got a lot of players there anyway, so we wouldn't have been getting much first team football in the Premier League anyway. And then the one incoming that we've obviously got to talk about is Felipe Coutinho. I just paid 46 straight million for him. He was actually valued at 36 million anyway. So in terms of Football Manager, that's not actually too bad, because usually with FM, you've actually got to pay like well over the odds. So if someone's valued at like 35 million, and especially if it's a rival club, you're probably going to get told to pay about 60, 70 million. So to pick Coutinho up for 46 straight up cash, it's not too bad. My thinking behind this transfer was because this is only a beta save. I'm probably only going to manage a season at most, one season. I may go into the second one, but that's probably quite unlikely. So I need to bring someone in now rather than bring someone in who's going to work in a year or two's time. So I brought in Coutinho from Liverpool, and he's had quite a decent impact so far during pre-season. Let's go and take a look at the games we've played anyway. Okay, so pre-season, as you can see, has gone incredibly well. If you follow me on Twitter, you will know this, as I was posting updates on it on there. But obviously we played are, under 23s, as you tend to do. Some people don't like to do it, but I do. And Moussa Dembele actually got on the score sheet twice, and it was a 2-0 victory. Quite a solid routine type of thing. And obviously, as you can see on the right-hand side over here, I did rotate pretty much every single player in the squad. I think he even had a goalkeeper playing like in centre midfielder, just to literally get like players on the pitch. Or it may have been in the next match that I'd done that, but the next match obviously was the start of our training camp and so on, and we beat Shenhua 3-1 away from home. Obafemi Martins actually plays for this team. But as I said, we won 3-1. This was when Harry Kane was actually injured. Yeah, so we picked up a few injuries. Son Heung-min, he was injured. And Harry Kane also got injured, despite the fact it doesn't say he was there. He's still trying to recover, but he's pretty much nearly there. But as I said, we got a 3-1 victory. Eric Dyer getting 1 goal and Victor Janssen getting 2. And as I said, Obafemi Martins getting their goal. The only draw we had in pre-season was the next game against Shangang. Hope I've got that right. It was a 2-2 draw. We actually went a goal down, which was disappointing. Then Victor Janssen actually getting on the score sheet once more. And then Fu Yin, don't know, he got them 2-1 lead. And then Kieran Trippier, he got us a goal just towards the end of the match with about 15 minutes to go, which made it a draw. Move on to the next one, which was Lokeren. Again, not too sure how to say this team's name, but Dele Alli, after 9 minutes, getting the only goal of the match. That was probably one of the most boring games of pre-season. As you can see, pretty much everyone played to like an average standard. You can see pretty much 6.7s, 8s, 9s across the board. Then we played Sandhausen, and we won 3-0. And this was a game which Coutinho scored in. It was good to see Dele Alli also scoring, Harry Kane also scoring in this one. We won 3-0. It was quite comfortable, to be fair. I can't actually remember it too much because I was playing them all quite late last night. We have been dominating possession, as you can see. Like, look at that. That's complete and utter dominance. I'll show you the tactics and stuff I've been using in just a moment. But was this one of the games where I actually changed formation? Yeah, no, it wasn't actually, was it? No, so it must have been... I can't remember what game I changed formation, and I'll take a look at that. I experimented with something in one of the games. It must have been this one. It might have been. Let's have a look. So we'll go to formations. Yeah, so it was this game. If you've watched my Football Manager 2016 videos, you'll know I like to experiment with this formation, and I did so in this match. It didn't really work in terms of goals scored, but you can see we dominated everything really, and only managed 1 goal, which is a bit disappointing. But we'll move on to the next preseason, which was against Juventus. This was the big one, and this was one of the games I was tweeting about, and we were 3-0 up with inside 26 minutes, which was just insane. I thought we were going to go on to win like 5 or 6-0, something absolutely crazy. Eric Lamela, then Harry Kane penalty, and Jan Vertonghen, and Higuain pulled a goal back for Juventus. But as you can see, Juventus went full strength. You know, they weren't pissing around. Yes, they subbed a lot of players off around half-time and so on, and we just gave our players about 70-75 minutes or so before changing all of our guys up, because we're getting towards the back end of our preseason. But then this one was the absolutely crazy one. I was tweeting about this more so than any other game, because I was leading by like, I can't remember, I think I was 3-0 up with inside 10 minutes, and I was like 8-0 up after like 60 something minutes, and I was just battering them. I'll show you the stats, but we won 10-0 against Ascoli. And one of the funny things about this was, our scouts, you know, you get a scout report before the match. He literally came to us and said, I know nothing except they play a 4-4-2. Okay, so they play a 4-4-2. There's their formation. That is not a 4-4-2. That's like a 4-1-2-3 or a 4-3-3, whatever you want to call it. So our scout actually got that wrong, to be fair. Not that it made much difference. We battered them anyway. I mean, look at them stats. 34 shots, 16 on targets, 57% possession, and a 10-0 victory. It was really impressive to see Harry Kane getting a hat-trick, Eric Lamela getting 2 goals, Dele Alli on the score sheet, Danny Rose, Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld, you know, Kyle Walker got... That's one thing I've just noticed, actually. Everyone was saying, oh, why are fullbacks so overpowered in FM16? Kyle Walker 2 assists, Danny Rose 4 assists. Is it going to be the same again? Hopefully not. We will see. Because last year, you know, fullbacks, left back and right back were just far too overpowered. They could literally just assist from anywhere on the pitch. And that's pretty much our pre-season wrapped up. As I said, we've got Manchester United in this episode today. In the next one, I'm going to play the Watford game offline. And then we'll have Liverpool. Then we'll have the transfer deadline, and then we'll have Chelsea, which is pretty cool. So huge matches there. And then we'll have the Champions League, you know, our first group stage match, and the Premier League winners from last season, Leicester City. So quite a decent start to the season, which is obviously good. And the games fall quite nicely, like Everton and Man City away from home. That'll be a good episode. Then we've got like a Champions League match and Arsenal. You know, so the games fall quite nicely, to be fair, it has to be said. Let's just go and see any other things we need to discuss before we actually go into our first game. Okay, so one of the things that we need to discuss, I have improved the coaching staff a bit. I'll probably still look to do it a bit more before the, you know, like the end of the transfer window, really. In terms of everything else, our scouting still needs to be improved, our physio still needs to be improved. I'm still on the lookout for, like, you know, physios and so on. I've placed adverts for these guys, so we're just waiting for the right candidates to come along. But in terms of the coaching staff, it's much improved. You know, our goalkeepers are the best in the league, which is good to see. Hopefully we can have the rest of them up there, you know, within a few weeks' time. Okay, so in terms of tactics, this is like the tactic we've really been going with. The personnel may change from game to game. We were actually, you know, I think we were playing, yes, Moussa Dembele. I'll talk you through that in just a moment. But that's the tactic we've been playing. And obviously I've shown you the other one, which was this. But this is the tactic we've been playing for now. Moussa Dembele's picked up an injury. And this is something I want to point out. In Football Manager this year, a lot of people have been complaining about serious long-term injuries. We had a 2 to 3 month injury for Moussa Dembele. I paid for him to go and see the specialist, so it should be a bit shorter than it could have been, but people are literally getting like 9 month injuries for like broken ribs. Like, how does that happen? People are like getting like 5 months. I saw someone on Twitter actually tweeted me saying he got 5 injuries in one match. Like, that's just crazy. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, that's absolutely ridiculous. But we're going to jump into our game, to be honest, because I don't really think there's much more to talk you through. Obviously, there's our remaining transfer budget. It's not too much, so if we get any player outgoings, then we may look to do something. But right now, we're not really in a financial position to actually make any more signings. Obviously, the Coutinho one really took quite a bit out of our budget. Let's go and play Manchester United. This is going to be a real tough game. I could never, ever get the better United in FM16. Maybe that will change in FM17. I'm not too sure where to go with Christian Eriksen in that centre mid spot because he's not fully suited to it, which does concern me. Let's just clear the subs anyway. Pick without restriction, unpicked position. So let's see who he puts on the subs bench. So he's gone with Janssen, Sissoko, Ben Davies, Son. Yeah, that's pretty much probably what I'll do anyway. Yeah, I can accept that. I'm going to go with Christian Eriksen because he's probably, he's the most fit. That's the team I've been playing throughout pre-season. I've given some of the youngsters a bit of a go as well. But, in terms of Premier League against Manchester United, they're not really going to be getting a start. Let's be honest about that. Let's go and jump into this game against Man United. This is going to be a crazy, crazy start to the series. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. It's a special day, blah, blah, blah. I can't deny it. Paul Pogba's out. That's one thing I want to mention. And so is Chris Smalling. I think they're both suspended. I'll just go with that. So there's United's team. De Gea, Darmian, Bailey, Jones, Blind, Martial, Schneiderlin. Interesting to see Rooney is in midfield. Mkhitaryan, Juan Mata, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic up front. Get some opposition instructions. That is not enough opposition instructions, let's be honest. So we'll show Martial onto, where is it? Show onto weak foot. We'll also show Mkhitaryan onto his weak foot and Rooney. Also, we'll do it for Juan Mata. We'll also mark Juan Mata quite tight, to be fair. Where is it? And we'll close Juan Mata down. So that's what we'll go with there. Let's get our team talk in the bag. I expect the win out there today doesn't really do much. Oh well, hopefully doesn't really affect us in the game. But we are underway against Manchester United. I'm going to change that to extended, to be fair. Let's hope we can get the victory against United as Juan Mata has a free kick that's never really going to trouble us. I just need to check if work the ball into the box is on. It's actually not, as there's a highlight going on in the background. It's probably not too wise to be doing that right there. Harry Kane with the shot and De Gea with a good save, to be fair. Could have troubled us, to be honest. Lamella's going to try and put the ball in from the corner. It is cleared. I think we've scored a few goals from corners during pre-season, so that's encouraging signs. If we need a set-piece goal or two, then it could be possible. The play just seems so much smoother this year in FM17, and we've taken the lead against Manchester United. Harry Kane with his first Premier League goal. I'm really optimistic about this season, to be honest, because we've looked really, really solid in pre-season, and it's just kind of carrying over. Juan Mata again with a free kick. Not too much comes of that either, to be fair. But as I was saying, we've looked really, really confident, comfortable, everything in pre-season. Coutinho, oh wow. Be nice if Coutinho gets a goal against United today. The next goal is vital in this game. If we get a second, then it's huge. And if they get an equaliser, then the game could certainly swing in their way. Just got to try and weather this storm right now. Danny Rose, Eric Dyer, nice bit of play here. Dele Alli in possession. Thought that could have been a foul right there. Oh wow, how have United come away with that? Zlatan Ibrahimovic out wide. What a pass that is to Martial. He's causing us all kinds of problems today. Into Juan Mata. Ibrahimovic, good save. Looked a bit offside to me. He probably wasn't. I'd probably look about 10 minutes too late. I've put a lot of these players, by the way, in the player instructions to roam from position. The attacking players. That's why you're seeing them just all over the place. Because they can. They've got the license to roam, like this man Coutinho. Out wide to Rose. Back in towards Harry Kane, and that really could have been 2-0. Harry Kane looked a bit of a threat, to be fair, from crosses. And it has come to half-time. We do lead by 1-0, and it's been quite good, to be fair. I am pleased. Again, that doesn't really do anything, which is a bit disappointing. I may just stick this to counter-attack now because we do have the lead. We just need to make sure we keep hold of it. You know, it's early in the season. We're not going to be blitzing United at this stage in the season. We're probably not going to be blitzing them at any stage in the season. Eriksen with a free kick. Oh, wow. Every time Eriksen takes a free kick, it's a time where you think you are going to score, to be fair. I was just looking at the stats. We've had, 11 shots. United have only had one shot on target. They've had 8 shots, but only one of them have actually been on target. So despite all this nerves, they've not actually really hit the target too much. Martial, though, that could change very quickly. Oh my word, did that hit the bar or did Lloris save? Lloris did save it. It is a corner. Ball comes in, and it's a good clearance there by Vertonghen. Eriksen with the free kick goes towards back post. It is cleared by United, only momentarily though, potentially, as Dele Alli is going to try and get back forward. Really nice play from him into Harry Kane. Kane, who's he going to find? He's going to find Coutinho. Oh, he should be scoring. Oh, Philippe, mate, you should be scoring. And it's Man United. You play for Liverpool in real life. You should be scoring against them, mate. Right, because Eric Dyer's on a booking, I'm going to bring him off because I really can't afford any sendings off right now. So that's all I'm doing right now. I don't think there's any other changes you should really be making right now. We do have the options, which is really, really nice. We do have the option to change however much we want. But right now, I just don't want to afford any sendings off, especially in that defensive mid spot. Well done. Thank God we got that away. Just nervous every time United come forward, to be honest with you. I'm just going to close Anthony Martial down because he is still causing us quite a lot of problems. And I'm also going to make one final change. I'm just going to bring on Victor Janssen for Harry Kane because, he's scored a few in pre-season. And I'm just going to switch that to defensive. And I'm going to get Rose to actually stay back now. I'll put him on support. And that will probably do, to be fair. Is there anything else I can really do? There probably isn't, to be fair. So that's what I'm going to go with, just to try and hold on to this lead. There's about 10 minutes to go in the match. Hopefully we can hold on. This game's been really even, to be fair. But United have only hit the target twice. So maybe that's why they've not scored. On another day, they've probably scored a good 2, maybe even 3 chances. So maybe we should count ourselves a bit fortunate to be leading. But we are in. Victor Janssen, there we go, 2-0. We've wrapped the game up. That wasn't even a clear-cut chance. That was a half chance, but it was a real impressive finish, to be fair, by Victor Janssen. And there is still time to potentially even make this worse for United, but we are actually getting hit on the break. Real would save again by Hugo Lloris. He's going to be a real key player this season. You can tell already. Absolutely incredible. Some of the saves he's made today. Not really had too many to make because they've not really hit the target. But, he's kept us in the game at times, which is obviously very, very pleasing. Looks like it's going to be full-time. And there it is. We get our first Premier League win of the season against one of the toughest one of the toughest opponents we're going to get. Man United at home. Very, very happy with that. No one seems to listen to me anyway, but we are top of the league momentarily. I thought we played quite well, to be fair. United just didn't really get their shots on target. But we do win by 2-0. Apparently I parked the bus. Apparently, well, it was our first victory and something else. I don't really know what that said. One of the interesting things to mention, you do actually get a report a couple of days later about the match you've just played, which is pretty cool. In this year's Football Manager. That's one thing I want to note. That has been all for this episode. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed. Also, comment down below, what results you think we'll get against Liverpool and Chelsea in the next episode. Also, should I sign anyone before the window's out? If you know any wonder kids who are quite cheap, do let me know and I'll, potentially have a look at them. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new around here. But thank you all for watching. Until next time, goodbye.